You gave a marvelous address, again in a general conference, speaking about the culture of righteousness. Let's just listen to a little clip from that, and then we'll ask you to comment on it.
Unwanted traditions are those which lead us away from performing holy ordinances and keeping sacred covenants. Our guide should be the doctrine taught by the scriptures and by the prophets. Traditions which devalue marriage and family, abase women, or do not recognize the majesty of their God-given roles, honor temporal success more than spiritual, or teach that reliance upon God is a weakness of character, all lead us away from eternal truths. Of all the traditions we should cultivate within ourselves and our families, a tradition of righteousness should be preeminent. Hallmarks of this tradition are an unwavering love for God and His only begotten Son, respect for prophets and priesthood power, a constant seeking of the Holy Spirit, and the discipline of discipleship which transforms believing into doing. A tradition of righteousness sets a pattern for living which draws children closer to parents and both closer to God, and elevates obedience from a burden to a blessing.
How do you cultivate a culture of righteousness? How do you do that?
Well, I think, first of all, you, within your own life, you have to come to a place where that is paramount for you personally. Then you go forward by consistently living it and teaching it and trying to become that within your life and within the lives, blessing the lives of your family. And it's something that you can't ever become complacent in. It's something that is ongoing. I feel I'm a different person today than I was 40 years ago. Thankfully, I can see a progression, I think, in my discipleship and my level of personal desires to be righteous. I'm not there yet. I still have a ways to go, but it's something that is important to me. And so therefore, you make decisions based on that importance.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was the first talk I gave in General Conference, 6 months after I was called. It really was a reflection for me on growing up in Hawaii that is multicultural. I'm going on a mission to England and the culture that I observed there. Coming to Utah for my university education before and after my mission, and saw a unique culture here. Mm-hmm. And at that time, having been assigned to the Asian North area, headquartered in Tokyo, but covering South Korea, North Korea, at that time Vladivostok, Russia, and really the contemplative situation of what is most important to people. And for some people, their culture, their earthly culture, was so much in their bones that it reflected in everything that they did. Mm-hmm. And they would have a hard time fully accepting the gospel culture because their earthly culture was predominant. And I think my desire to make that expression was, no matter where we live, that we come to understand the eternal nature of gospel culture and respect earthly culture, and insofar as the two do not conflict, we honor and enjoy earthly culture in every way. But if there's a conflict, that gospel culture takes priority. And to see people in the parts of Asia and throughout the world that we've seen that were able to do so, and to have gospel culture be the leading culture in their life, again, is inspiring. And the other point I was attempting to make was that sometimes we think that culture has to do with other people and not us. And certainly there's parts of our Western culture, many parts of our Western culture, that is contrary to the gospel culture. And so for us, it's the same.
It's for all of us.
It's for all of us, exactly.